Get peace of mind with the RV Advisor's extended warranty for as low as $14 per month. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and today my guests are Corey and Aaron, and they are from Fifth Wheel Family. They are Fifth Wheel Fam, short for family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
And you're speaking to us today from the great state of Michigan, and doing a lot of traveling around, or have been, and now you're sort of I guess you could say headquartering, if you will, in Michigan for a little while before. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and then off you go to a bunch of different locations over the summer. So first of all, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, lots going on, and I see your short shirt there, Corey.
Yes.
Outdoor adventure, and it seems like that's sort of a large part of what you guys like to do.
I would say so. It's just getting the kids outside, meeting new friends, getting out for hikes, exploring nature, and adventuring outside.
Yeah. Two kids, young kids, are both under 10, right? And you've got your dog Coco as well, right? So a furry friend comes along for the ride.
We do, yeah. We adopted her while we were on the road in Alabama. So it's been interesting introducing a dog into an RV. We kind of went back and forth on is that the right choice or not, but it's actually been amazing for training a puppy, because we're always here, we're always home, she's always right here with us. So puppy training has been a breeze.
Yeah. And tell us about your toy hauler, Fifth Wheel Toy Hauler. What are we riding around?
We have a 2021 Grand Design. It's a Momentum model 397. Came from a non-toy hauler last October, and we had been kicking it around for the first 6 months of our travels. I'd say, like, boy, it'd be really nice to have the toy hauler option, because we can convert the garage to an office and bedroom, and everyone can have a little bit more room, and that's worked out really well for us.
That's terrific. Now it says full timers, but obviously you're just on pause for a little bit,
right?
Before you get back to full timing. But how long has the full timing been going on?
So we've been full timing for, we're coming up on a year, actually. This is our 1 year. So actually we moved into the RV March of 2020, and then hit the road May of 2020. And so, I mean, even here now, we're in the RV right now. We're mooch docking at my mom's house while we pit stop back home. But yeah, it's kind of hard to believe it's been a year already.
Fast.
Well, yeah, and it kind of coincided right when the pandemic hit. You're saying March a year ago, just a little more than a year ago now. And, everybody had there's certain commonalities, of course, but everybody had a little bit different ways of dealing with COVID. Sure. How is that adjustment for you guys?
It has worked out really, really well for us. We had been planning on hitting the road, for probably 2 years now. And it seemed like things in life, just keep coming at you, and you keep delaying your plans. And eventually when COVID hit, we were going to wait and see what happened, maybe launch later in the year of 2020. And then it came right around to about April, right after we had moved into the RV. And we said, this doesn't make any sense to sit and wait. We're already remote for work. We're homeschooling the kids. Let's just hit the road and see where it takes us. And that's what we did.
What kind of work do you guys do?
So I work full-time for Amazon, and then Corey is a stay-at-home parent. And he also, so this shirt, that's what I was going to tell you, because he's being very humble. The Outdoor Adventure Society is a shirt company that he's created. So he does that virtually as we travel on the road. And between the two of us, and he juggles the kids usually during the day when I'm working kind of my 9 to 5.
Wow, that is fantastic. So the kind of the Mr. Mom approach to things, and that is absolutely awesome. And we're letting folks know we're recording this the day before Mother's Day. So a happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
And also in a different kind of way, a happy Mother's Day to you too, Corey.
Oh, well, hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
You know,
I
the
can
kids,
relate.
when they,
I can
the
relate.
kids, when they're being sassy, they like to call me Mama Dad, just to
Mama
kind of
Dad.
like, yep, just to tease me a little bit.
I
'cause,
like that.
It works out well for us.
Yeah.
Aaron
Good
does
for
well
you.
Aaron does well for the family and works hard. And I'm a chef by trade.
Oh, you
That's-
are? Okay.
Yep, that's the world I come from. So I love to do all the cooking with the kids, and the biggest adjustment was homeschooling, but it seems to be going really well.
Are they interested, Corey, in cooking? Does it something they enjoy to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they really enjoy it. They ask a lot of questions. My son and I like to watch a lot of YouTube cooking shows when we get a chance.
Yeah.
You can
Those
put
are
down the
fun.
Legos.
Yeah. Those are a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a big fan of cooking myself. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Unfortunately, I also eat a little too much of it. But
Easy to do over the last year, right?
yeah, I'm telling you, it's really something. Well, we're speaking with Aaron and we're speaking with Corey from Fifth Wheel Fam. You can find them, by the way, on Instagram at fifth, that's 5th underscore wheel underscore fam, FAM. And they've got almost 2,800 followers right now, and that number's growing, of course. You can check them out, and they've got some really cool photos. I'm scrolling through as we chat here. I'm looking at my other monitor, and it's like, wow, yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. And you've been to some cool places. There's a giraffe there, looking pretty friendly.
Yep.
And lots of places you've been, and Arizona and Telluride. Well, no, Telluride is your actual. That looks like a unit there. But you've been to Colorado. Yeah, you have.
We went to Telluride. Yep.
You did. Okay, terrific. This is great. Great shots. These boy, I'll tell you. It's funny. You look at some of these. We're here in South Florida, and in its own way, very beautiful and tropical and nice. But when you look at some of these grand vistas out west, Colorado and
Yep,
Idaho, and all these amazing places, you just look, wow, is that really? That's real, huh?
it was a big adjustment for us coming from Michigan, the Great Lakes state, where it's flat, it's trees, and of course a lot of lakes and a lot of water. And that was the biggest adjustment to getting out west. Was their water is mountains but streams.
Yeah, streams.
But it is beautiful.
Yeah,
and we loved it.
We loved it out west. It really, I mean, it's just breathtaking.
It is breathtaking, and I remember the time I was in Colorado. It's going back a few years, but I just was awestruck by the majesty of the height of the Rockies.
It's a special place.
It is special. It is really special. Well, we'll talk about a few more special places along the road when we come back from the break. My guests are Aaron and Corey from Fifth Wheel Fam, and we'll be back right after these words.
GPS is Gigi's personal services. She's an RV expert with over 3 decades of experience. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
We are back on the RV Advisor podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. My guests are Aaron and Corey from Fifth Wheel Fam, and the Outdoor Adventure Society as well. I should also mention that. Those are some cool shirts. And you said earlier that's those are, I guess, available, right? You can get those shirts.
Yep, they are available at the outdooradventuresociety.com, and we have an Instagram that's not been as active the last 30 or 60 days since we've been home and hightailing at home.
Yeah, too much adventuring, not enough time for Instagramming.
Yeah.
You got a double X size for those
I'm
shirts?
wearing a double X, brother.
Are you? All right. Okay. Perfect. Well, then I might have to order one of those. Those are really cool looking. That's great. Now I know you've got plans for the summer, Aaron, Corey. You've got Montana's on the list and a couple others. Why don't you share what the plans are.
Yeah, so we are going to do a little visiting in northern Michigan before we head kind of up and out of Michigan through the UP. But yeah, we're going to hit Montana. We're really looking forward to Glacier. And then we are going to make our way down through Idaho. We're going to see the Grand Tetons. We're going to go to Yellowstone. And then we're going to make our way down into Utah. That's the plan right now. Obviously, RVing has become really popular. And so we've had to plan ahead a little bit more maybe than we probably normally would. We usually like to kind of know maybe where we're going next. But in this case, we're planned out right now and we have a place to be at least through October. But we don't see an end in sight for traveling. So I'm sure as we're on the road, we'll pick our next spots past Utah as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that often happens, like you'll have a sort of a master plan, if you will, but then there's some side roads that you take
We found that out last year. We
did
had a stretch for about 5 or 6 months that was planned out, booked out, deposits down. And when you get to, a place, you might not like it as much and you've seen what you feel like is necessary for your family and you move on. And then we ran into other places where we just did not want to leave. And so we made cancellations and we stayed longer.
Right.
And you got to be a little fluid.
Yeah, you do. The best laid plans, right? It's like sometimes you have everything worked out and just something conspires against you, and it's like, well, I guess we're not doing that, so we'll do this. And sometimes that'll really throw some folks off because they're very organized. Not saying that your guys aren't organized, but some people really live by that plan. They're not as free with their time.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys can make those adjustments.
Yeah, I think we prefer to have a loose plan and then sort of fill in the details as we need to and
Right.
keep it flexible enough so that, like Corey said, when you get somewhere, and the beauty of traveling is you find a place you love and maybe you want to spend more time exploring it. And so, we love to have that flexibility of saying, let's stay a little longer because really we don't have to be anywhere. We're just choosing where we'd like to go next. And it's fun.
For us, it just depends. Can they take a 45-foot fifth wheel where we're going? And is the cell coverage good? We'll look at a cell coverage map.
Yeah.
So that way we can make sure that we can get cell coverage for internet. That way Aaron can work and we can do some schooling. And if we can check both of those boxes and we are going there, then it works for us.
Yeah. And Aaron, with your work now, you said you work for Amazon and you're able to kind of just work completely remotely. I guess, do you process orders or what kind of work do you do?
No, so I actually work for Amazon Business. It's a division of Amazon that works with large corporations who buy for their business needs on Amazon.
Okay.
So I work with a lot of very large Fortune 500 customers. I'm a consultant basically, where I manage a portfolio of those customers and I help them use the tools and technologies on Amazon to really support what they're trying to do at work and hooking their employees up for being able to buy the things that they need. So it's been really actually a very busy year because so many people moved home and work from home, and companies had to think totally differently about how do I get a webcam or a headset to my employee. So it's been a great year because I've been virtual, but it's also been a very busy year work-wise because people really turn to buying online as a way to outfit their home offices.
Yeah, it's funny because as much as I hate to say it, in some ways with the certainly the pandemic has left a scorched earth in a lot of ways for a lot of folks. But for other people, there's been a pivot and a little bit of an adjustment. But I've heard a lot of people say that they've never been busier, and I can certainly vouch for that myself. I've just had an incredibly busy past 13, 14 months since this thing hit, and it unexpectedly, I kind of expected everything to be like just to come to a screeching halt, and just the opposite occurred. So you just never know. And it sounds like for you, Aaron, that's kind of happened. It's been an uptick, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, we've established where you guys are going. And let me ask you this: share with us maybe a place on the road you've been that sort of caught you by surprise, something in a good way, or maybe even in a way that maybe wasn't so great, but share kind of one of those stories.
Yeah, probably one of each of those, but we'll focus on the positive.
Okay.
Yeah, Spearfish, South Dakota. I kind of feel like I should mention it because South Dakota doesn't seem to make it on a lot of people's radars
No.
of destinations.
Yeah.
But gosh, beautiful, great kind of small town feel in Spearfish. You're close enough to do day drives to Mount Rushmore,
The Black Hills.
to the Black Hill. It's right in the Black Hills there. Just a really gorgeous area. Tons of hiking,
A lot of
fishing. Yeah. So we really did not expect to enjoy or find so much that we really felt like it almost felt like a home to us. We've started to joke saying, I don't know, maybe someday we'll head back out there and settle out there when we decide to kind of call the travel quits.
Right.
But amazing area.
Beautiful.
Wow.
People are wonderful. It felt like home, and it wasn't home. It was, and that's the spot where we were booked for 3 weeks, and I think we ended up staying for 6.5, because we just didn't want to leave.
Those are the kinds of places that you keep coming back to, and they're magical, and it's like that's our quote unquote our spot, right? You get a few of those in your lifetime, and you just always want to go back. You want to explore new ones, but there's something about those special places, and it sounds like that's it. Spearfish. That's the name of the that's the name of it. Spearfish,
South Dakota. It's about an hour north of the Black Hills. It's in southwest South Dakota.
So it's sort of tucked away by itself. It's not really near any. I mean, South Dakota doesn't have a ton of towns anyway, but
I think people are familiar with Sturgis, so it's not terribly far from Sturgis. So it's on the western side of South Dakota there. But just great, kind of a little more spread out, not densely populated, and that's kind of more our speed, is a little less city. So
yeah, it's funny because I have a friend I grew up with since we were, toddlers, and he, for a long time, after living in Pennsylvania, he moved to Seattle and lived there for 20 years and loved it, and then got tired of the kind of the city vibe and wanted to move to a more remote area. So he moved to Cheyenne in Wyoming, and of course, just outside the city limits, there's nothing, literally nothing. He said to me recently, he said, you know what? He goes, I love it here. He goes, but it's not quite remote enough. I said, oh man, where you know? So I'm thinking, like, what are you going to get a place on Mars? Like, what are you thinking here? But he's looking at Montana, so even more remote.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I think a lot of people are looking at Montana. I keep hearing that over and over again.
Yeah. Even a lot of Hollywood celebrities are getting places in those parts of the country. It's they just want to get away from it all. And
good for the locals, though, right? Driving up real estate.
It is driving up real estate. It is big. There's areas in Wyoming where the prices are off the charts. I mean, he was showing me some homes in Wyoming online, and he said, look at the price on this, and my eyes popped out of my head. Here I'm thinking, well, Wyoming, you're going to get the bang for your buck. No. But
everyone's caught on to the secret that it's beautiful out there.
The secret is out, no question about it. But the secret on Fifth Wheel Fam is been out for a little while, because people are following you guys on Instagram, and you've got about 2,800 followers. Numbers growing. It is Corey, it is Aaron, their 2 kids, their dog Coco, on the road, and big plans for the summer. Thanks, folks. I really enjoyed chatting with you. A lot of fun.
Thank you for having us, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Absolutely. We'll hopefully we can catch up again, and Corey, maybe you and I can exchange some recipes sometime.
That would be great. You give me a good recipe and I'll send you a shirt.
All right. I love that idea. That's terrific.
That'll work.
All right. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. We'll be back in just a moment.
Get the #1 rated tire and wheel coverage anywhere, starting at $180 per year. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
Welcome back to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and look who it is. It is our guest coordinator, Neve Carey, all the way from the beautiful Emerald Isle, Ireland. How you doing, Neve?
Fantastic. We've been very lucky with the weather here. So yeah, having a wonderful time visiting family and just sitting out enjoying my last day.
Wow. So your last day. So you've been there for what, almost 2 weeks now?
Almost 2 weeks. It absolutely flew by, Tom. It was so crazy busy. I've got a few medical emergencies going on with my family and things like that to take care of. So that took up a lot of our time here, but we also had nice trips to the quieter areas of Ireland. And would you believe we actually saw so many campers on the road? I've never seen so many campers in Ireland. It was crazy.
Wow. So it's not just here in America. It's RVs, RV camping is a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, and it's funny, Tom. There was so many even campsites, like RV sites. Now, obviously, you can't drive the RVs that we have in America because the roads are so small.
Yeah.
But there were just beautiful ones on the beach beside old stone castles and beside the old churches and ruins, and they were everywhere beside old docks, like old bays and stuff, just everywhere. They were tucked in and they were beautiful. So yeah, if anyone's watching that wants to come to Ireland in an RV, I definitely have some nice places to stay.
Wow. That's terrific. Good to know, because maybe we'll share that with some folks on some future shows. And I'm just looking behind you, and Ireland is known for being so green, not just the shamrocks and everything, but it is truly green. And we're getting a look at that. Now we're getting a view of your mom's backyard. And
this is my mom's house. This is the back of my mom's house.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. That is great.
It's beautiful. It's beautifully green here.
It is very green. And boy, that's just beautiful to see. And if you're only listening on the podcast, because we both have the video and the audio version of this, I'd encourage you to hop on the video version and check it out. It's pretty cool. Well, I mean, we just wanted to check in with you and really see how you're doing.
Thank you.
And it's great to see you again, because we missed you the last couple shows, but
I know. Thanks for holding down the fort for me. I appreciate it.
Oh no, anytime. But listen, I'll tell you, you've got a good built-in excuse. If I'm going to Ireland or anywhere else for that matter, I'm probably not thinking about hopping on with Tom Alexander at the end of a podcast. It's probably not exactly top.
I really did actually try. But when I will tell you, when I was in the middle of nowhere in Kerry, I shocked myself where I brought the car. There was not a stitch of service for 2 days. Wow.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, when you get back, obviously you see family, of course, you're staying with your mom and everything, but do you get to kind of reconnect with old friends, people you grew up with and stuff like that, or
yes, do? My best friend is here, and she's actually, coming over this evening. She has children the same age as my little boy. So yeah, we all reconnect as much as we can. It's a bit difficult this time just because we're still in lockdown here, so you can't meet up for a drink. Usually it's very easy because you all just have a meeting point at a pub and have a good time. But there's plenty of running around this time trying to see all the friends, family, and children.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you get to reconnect. And I know, and it's been a long time since I've been back to my ancestral homeland of Greece, but when we do get there, we do connect with our family, cousins and stuff. And it's always wonderful to see them. Although each time we see each other, we're progressively older, grayer, and more ailments. I mean, there's just way too much time between between visits. But anyway, again, wonderful to see you again. And I know that you're going to be heading back as well as we're recording this. You'll be heading back tomorrow, but we'll get a couple more of these segments in. But it is, as I'm looking at my clock, as we're recording this at this very moment, it is 11:43 on the East Coast of the United States. So that means it is 4:43 in Ireland. And you are on the West Coast of Ireland. Is that correct?
Yeah, I sure am.
In Galway.
In Galway.
Perfect. Well, it just sounds idyllic, man. I just want to get over there and see that for myself. I got to get over there. I've always admired Ireland from afar, and I have a cousin who lives in Dublin, And
wonderful.
Yeah, and he's been there a couple of years now. And
wonderful.
So I've got a built-in excuse again to go. I gotta get over there. So
yes, well, we will see you over here soon.
Yes, safe travels, Neve Karizako. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.